Hello, welcome you all. Today we are going to learn about the Lamarckism theory of inheritance of acquired characteristics. Now, what was this theory about and how does this theory is having a connection with the evolution chapter? This is very important to understand. So, let us say there were so many theories in the evolution chapter, right? This theory came after a long time. After the theory of origin, after the theory of the earlier theory was there, biogenesis. This theory came, and this theory was given by Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. Okay, so this was the scientist who was given this theory. As the term is inheritance of acquired characteristic. So it means this theory is going to talk about some inheritance that acquired, that whatever we acquired, either let us say I'm living in this environment. So what are the new thing I'm acquiring, okay, and it's moving on further. So let us see what this theory is all about in the depth. Okay, Lamarckism has covered a broad spectrum of theoretical position in the nature of evolution. We know that evolution is all about the change. And if we talk about the nature of evolution, it means based upon, the habitate, if we say, okay, based upon the traits, and how does the traits pass to progeny or generation to generation, okay. When we came to know that humans form, everything came, organism form, okay, via the mode of evolution that we came to know, we have reached up to this stage. Now the question came forward, what type of changes that is passing from generation to generation and how? What are the evidence we are having? So Lamarck has worked over one of the evidence by which he has proved that yes, this is the theory of acquired characters. However, this theory was proven wrong at some aspect by another scientist. I will discuss with you in my last slide. So initially, what was the concept put forth by Lamarck? There were numerous explanations given from 18th century until the 20th century. Lamarckism is all about the succession of life form. Succession means something is moving, succeeding from one generation to another and passing, and their transformation is occurring. Let us say there is a different places, different tribes are there in Burma. The ladies, they are used to wear rings in their neck, and every year they used to enhance. So due to that, their neck size is sometimes increased. Let us say, before the birth, or after the birth, we have a lot of changes, and after the birth, we used to change our body structure. Let us say the piercing of ear, or let us say the piercing of nose. So this is something that changes we are doing by ourselves. It doesn't mean that it will pass. Okay, this theory is something related to that they are saying yes, it passes actually with the help of their use and disuse and their need and their connection with the environment. However, there are other scientists came, Weismann, Darwin, who believe that the individual was simply born with different traits, and these differences were mostly random, based upon their gene flow, based upon their gene migration, okay, based upon their genetic drift. So there are so many things that was there earlier, and the Lamarckism has also put forth their point based on the same. They have also published a book, Lamarck theory of inheritance of acquired characteristic. What was that? It states that modification acquired by an organism during its lifetime. So whatever the modification are occurring, they are saying they are for the lifetime. First statement, and they are automatically handed down to the descendants. Means they are coming from their ancestors. So it becomes a part of heredity. According to them, whatever the modification the organism is having and they're acquiring, let us say the ring one example I have given to you. Suppose the lady is every year increasing the ring size. So let us say if there is a child, okay, who was born. So it cannot say this child is something having the muscles and the biceps, like his father, let us say a gymmer is there, used to do gym. His father used to do gym. It doesn't mean their child will also having such bicep triceps. This is based upon inheritance character as well as that we acquire in the environment. But as per this theory, they said that it passes. If the father is having a high muscular physique, then the child who is going to born, they are also having. Similarly, the Burma tribe example I have given to you. The Burma tribe is something wearing the rings. So it means all the generation will having a long neck because they are wearing. So it means they are increasing. So if we are going to the gymming, and if we're going to the gym and we're doing gymming and working on our legs or the other body parts, obviously they will increase or decrease based upon we are doing and we are performing in the that workout in that particular area, at every day, at how many days it shape our body, right? But this is not heredity that other person will get it who are going to born. The size of the organism tend to increase with the internal forces. There are two type of forces, external and internal, but they are talking about the internal forces. The size of the organism that affecting the increase, okay, whatever the internal forces they acquire. Internal forces of life, now this is connected, tend to increase continuously the size of an organism and its component. Means it is increasing inside, which rate is passing, modification is occurring according to them. And the direct environment effect over the living organism. So whatever they are acquiring from the environment, it is passing from generation to generation. And very wonderful example they have given of giraffe. We will discuss it. The organs of an animal show modification if we are using it, if we do not using it. Let us say if I'm using this only one hand to work, if I'm not using this is something vestigial, this is disuse, I'm not using it. So they respond according to the environment change. So this hand will be more workable, it means this will not, because I'm not writing with this left hand. I'm writing with the right hand, right? As per this theory, these assumptions can be understood. All these points can be understood. The internal force, the environmental effect over the living organism, they acquiring wherever they were living in an environment. Okay, let us say the duck example they have given. So, okay, the food they are arranging for themselves in the environment wherever they are residing. Okay, we will discuss it. Now, the first one was a use and disuse. So many organs are there that greatly improves and misuse reduces the organ. There's some vestige, we call it vestigial. It means they are not of use. Okay, so if they are not of use, it means they will not be workable or not work proper. So that will not acquired. Inheritance of acquired characteristic, the direct transmission of these superficially bodily changes that arose. If they're not working, it will pass to another generation. It will also not workful there. Okay, so this is something about the use of disuse. Now this is a example. You can see here Lamarck believed that an animal could change its physical traits. So initially when the earth was formed, so at that time a lot of grass was there. So at that time, whatever the small animals are there, let us say they're eating small animals. But afterward, the large animal used to, who are very small inside, let us say this side, they used to eat up to this. But they get larger, then they have to use their neck. They are eating with this. Okay. Afterwards, they knew they have to, just enhance their neck like this, and they were eating accordingly. So as with the time passes, the growth, the changes, acquired trait passes from one giraffe to another, and it is passing from generation to generation. They were having a neck that is following up. So it means it is passing. Okay, when it is passing.